Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone video regarding the Haunting of Verdansk event. Today I want to talk about the Zombies Royale Mode and its Easter egg more specifically. So as you guys know, prior to this mode releasing there were a bunch of rumours floating online regarding this mode having an Easter egg. And there has been a lot of information found as well within the files of the game pertaining to this Easter egg. However, the mode has released and there is no Easter egg. By now at least one of the steps would have been found if it is currently live. So maybe this Easter egg has been cancelled, or alternatively the Easter egg might just not be live yet and it might be coming at a later date. Potentially next week when the new intel goes live that's supposed to give backstory for this Zombies Royale mode. So it seems like this mode has changed a lot within development, because a lot of the information that was coming out prior to this mode releasing is now a little bit different from what the mode actually is. Not entirely different, it's still pretty similar. So basically within the files of the game a conversation was found pertaining to an Easter egg. Now due to obvious copyright reasons I will not be able to play the audio in this video, however I am just going to talk about it and express my freedom of speech and discuss it for you. So apparently within the files of the game there is audio of a character that says Charlie Alpha 1-2 here, they're all dead, only they're not dead. Oh god, what have we done? You have destroyed the samples. Enter the correction code that will sterilize all the labs. Just remember, and then you hear the character scream as they are ravaged by a zombie. The next quote reads, "This is Station Charlie Alpha 1-2. We're under attack by some crazed deformed assailants. We've lost Warcroft, potentially, to one of them." The next quote reads, "Charlie Alpha 1-2 here. Hurts, he was dead. We were sure he was dead, but he got up. He killed Santos and Kearney before we could take him down. Headshots seem to be the one sure way. Charlie Alpha 1-2 here. Volkov, he was dead. We were sure he was dead, but he got up. He killed Sasha and Evchenko before we could take him down. Headshots seem to be the one sure way." Now the characters might be incorrect because this was just transcribed from the dialogue and it was kind of hard to make out what the actual names were, so maybe Evchenko is actually Krevchenko, which would be a lot more interesting. But yeah, these quotes are really interesting, but it's a pretty generic zombie storyline with some sort of outbreak, with experiments, some sort of virus going on in these labs. But yeah, as we were saying, this mode has released and nothing has been found at all regarding this Easter egg. So yeah, I don't know what this is all about. Now, as we were saying, maybe the Easter egg is going to be active at a later date, potentially when the new intel goes live, or maybe even there's going to be a live event for Black Ops Cold War Zombies inside of Warzone for Zombies Royale. I think that would be very cool and that would probably make a bit more sense. But yeah, at the moment we don't really know exactly what is going on. There is supposed to be another Zombies map, not just the machine, on a launch within Black Ops Cold War Zombies, which is called Firebase Z, set in Vietnam. So maybe that could potentially be what gets revealed in this mode. I'm not really sure. Now what is even more interesting is it does appear as though the mode has slightly changed from one of the pre-launch builds, because some of the dialogue that was found in the files of the game read, "Find dog tags, consume enough remains to respawn as a human." So in the alpha version of this mode, when you would turn into a zombie, if you were to kill a human, their heart would actually drop onto the ground and you would have to eat their heart to then turn back to a zombie. However, they've now changed it so that you instead have to just collect 2 syringes. So I guess it's not that big of a change. I think this would have been cooler though, consuming the remains of the humans, but I don't know as to why they've changed that, because the system is pretty much the same. They've just swapped out the hearts with syringes. And also there was something else that was found where it says ending. It says defend the chopper, final stand, stay alive. The chopper is down, fight your way out. Extraction failed, fight for your life. Extract failed, fight for your life. So it appears as though there was some way to actually extract the map on a helicopter. Now, maybe this has something to do with the Easter egg. That is currently not in the game. As I was saying, I don't know whether it's been cancelled or it's going to be coming at a later date, or it's going to be some sort of live event. But yeah, this was found and there is nothing like this in the mode. Obviously, at the end of the game, you do obviously extract in a chopper and stuff like that. However, I don't believe these quotes are in the game. There's nothing about any sort of extraction or failing the extraction. Now, interestingly enough, these zombies can actually be heard screaming Sam on the Zombies Royale mode. Sam! Now this is actually a callback to when zombies first started on Nacht der Untoten. The zombies would obviously scream, and the community speculated that the zombies were screaming Sam. This is what that audio sounded like. Sam! Now Trek never originally intended for the zombies to scream Sam. It kind of sounds like Sam, but Trek never intended for this. However, what Trek did is they took this fan theory, and essentially this was the birth of the zombie storyline. Because then they created the character Samantha Maxis, who obviously was in control of the zombies, and essentially they made this fan theory canon. So I guess this is a bit of a throwback to that. But also on Warzone, on the hill that is near Stadium, a creepy girl can be heard laughing and screaming that could potentially be Samantha.
Cash in the area.
But anyways, in terms of the intel that's supposed to be coming to Warzone soon, this is really interesting because it's all about Black Ops Cold War Zombies. It literally has nothing to do with Warzone, which is why it leads me to believe that maybe this Easter egg is going to go live with this intel. So you can see this first one that says Central Intelligence, Washington DC, Office of Requiem, which is obviously the CIA-backed group that Gregory Weaver is working for and Samantha Maxis in the Black Ops Cold War Zombie storyline. But this is dated the 6th of November 1983, so this is way before anything to do with Warzone. It says proposals for quarantine and suppression of redacted zones. The working group of quarantine protocols presents its conclusions on cover stories. These are necessary due to the inflammatory nature of the recent blank zones and the global panic they could set off if the news media discovers the true nature of the problem. Once an blank zone is cornered off, DoD must provide a cover story to the media that discourages the public from entering the affected zone. And then they propose a few different basically fake stories. So one is they propose a toxic spill, they propose nuclear waste, they propose an emergent disease such as Ebola, they propose an industrial gas release, they propose a military asset release. So essentially they're just trying to brainstorm fake stories to cover these undead zombie outbreaks that are taking place. So obviously in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, this is a global threat. Essentially, these dark ether portals and rifts are cropping up all over the globe, and Requiem are going to be trying to infiltrate and close off these rifts and stop the dark ether from spilling out. But these are isolated instances, and we are going to be seeing a new mode in Black Ops Cold War Zombies that is a two-player co-op mode that takes place on the multiplayer maps, and this mode is called Onslaught. And essentially, that is going to be the point of the mode, closing up these rifts. And there's going to be another mode that is similar to Fireteam that is played on the exact same map as the Fireteam missions, which is obviously in the Ural Mountains, Russia. This is also the exact same map that the new Warzone map is based on, coming with Black Ops Cold War. So that is another location in which these dark ether portals are cropping up, and we're going to be trying to close them. But yeah, it appears as though the public doesn't know about the zombie outbreak. They're going to be trying to cover it up with these fake stories, whether that be they blame it on a nuclear crisis, or whether they blame it on a toxic spill, or whether they blame it on a viral outbreak. Now the next piece of intel is dated November 7th, 1983, and it says subject personal request by CIA Office of Requiem. References DoD Directive Establishment of CIA Office of Requiem, November 4th, 1983. Purpose transfer for Dr. Oscar Strauss from Energy Weapons Development, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency of Energy Research Office of Requiem. So essentially this is just the backstory for the wonder weapons in Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Obviously we are going to be seeing this new plasma cannon type weapon that we see in the Deep Machine trailer. It says effective immediately, Dr. Oscar Strauss is transferred from his current assignment at the DARPA Weapons Laboratories in Arlington, Virginia to lead energy research at the Central Intelligence Agency's newly established Office of Requiem, location classified. Dr. Strauss Strauss was handpicked by the director of Requiem. Allowances have been made for his upgraded security clearance, taking into account his previous history with German weapons programs during World War II. Strauss will report to field operations led Weaver with oversight from the director. DoD is aware of the loss this represents to DARPA, but Dr. Strauss's unique personal history makes him essential for his new position. No request to countermand reassignment will be considered. Per SecDef Casper Weinberger to DCI William Casey on November 3rd, 1983, can confirm all defense chiefs from NATO member states are on board with our response to the Morysko incident and subsequent operations. So Morysko is a location in Poland, which is the location of the machine. So essentially there is this machine that seems to rip a hole into the dark ether and the undead start to bleed out into the world. This is also the location of a meteor crash site, so one can assume that has some sort of significance in terms of the storyline. It says candidates for Requiem Strike Force will be drawn from British SES, MI6 and German BND amongst others, along with our own warfighters. They are also open to candidates from non-NATO units. Honestly, once the member nations' representatives grasped the nature and urgency of the situation, there was no way we could exclude them. Please inform Requiem director that strike team staffing is greenlit. The President of the United States is anxious to get this show on the road. At the bottom it says James P. Wade Jr. Under Secretary of Defense for Research and Engineering. It then says classified, and there is some blue text written over this saying what the hell was Office of Requiem. So I don't know who on earth is writing on top of this. However, I think this is a callback to the classified blueprints that were the Pack-a-Punch camos, and there is a bunch of blue text written all over this. So there is someone, I guess, working for the CIA or someone else that seems to be reviewing all of these documents, and I don't know who this character is, but yeah, all of this intel has nothing to do with Warzone, so I don't know why it's coming to the game. This is all to do with Black Ops Cold War Zombies. It's all backstory for that. It has nothing to do with Warzone, so I'm not really sure what is going on and how Warzone is going to tie into Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.